two, 332. Sitting back as a youngster, peeping out my folks. Some was straight G's and someone else smoking. I had to cope with it, be a man to stay strong, even though some folk didn't think that I would live long. I watched Grandpa shoot dice at the liquor store, hitting licks in the door with Juke Man and Big Joe, walking out the door with a gallon of jet, selling straight setback, couldn't get what. As a matter of fact, to this shit, I'm doing shit like Grandpa. In every way, I got my hustle on low. I ain't trying, just a young nigga in this world trying to have something. Yeah, that's the environment I know. That's how I was raised, that's how I'ma go. I don't know, will I ever be a cellmate? But I do know I'm never going straight. Gangsta wisdom. Run that
shit. You know what it is, man. We back. It's all the way different today, though, man. You talking about we going back in the Cadillac like talking about, you know what I'm saying, and bringing you out of 2025. I got my brother Big Mike in the house tonight, man.
Already.
Peter,
appreciate
man.
it, baby.
Smoke him, man. Talk him like the motherfucking Peter, man. Hey, it's serious, bro. Mike, is hip-hop dead, bro?
I wouldn't say that, right? I wouldn't say that. It's definitely a new branch, few new branches, but that's to be expected, right? Once the seed is planted and it's sprouted, you got to let it do what it's due. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say hip hop is dead. It's just different variations now, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe we're not hearing enough of the hip hop that we like, that we're accustomed to. You feel me? But I don't think it's dead or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, even our heroes get old. You know what I mean? So all we have to hold on to is the classics. You feel me? But it's maybe it's not a lot of people that's making classic music according to how we
did it.
Yeah.
Because I know you know this, but I need y'all to know, like that player sound, that introducing that player, that, hey man, I'm a gangster, but I'm a player at the same time. Southside players, all this come from Big Mike, man. Watching Big Mike, studying Big Mike, even as my friend, I'm studying you in the game as like how to be a top lyricist. You know what I'm saying? So you brought from the character rapping to reality rapping in. You the godfather of that, Mike.
I appreciate that, bro.
Like what we really walking and really talking, before that it was all act. Brad wasn't no Scarface like in the movie type, but he can look back, put it together, and rap about it.
Of course, bad motherfucker. Definitely.
Cool G Rap can put it together and make you like you dare. Bushwick Bill, you know, like it was like you put on, nobody was like each other. Right now, rap just sound alike right now.
I would agree with you on that. It's a lot of, you know, repetitious sound. I would definitely agree with you on that.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to give you flowers on that because they need to know, man, because what was your mind state, man, when you making like player, like take us through the process of making a classic like that, man.
You know, I really wanted to have fun on that song. You know what I mean? I was used to making music that was straightforward, you know what I mean? Quote unquote serious, right? Mm-hmm. But I had wanted to do something where I was having some fun on there, and I didn't want to do the pimp thing. You feel me? So, you know, because we was players, how we move, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to bring that to song. You dig what I'm saying? And do it in a way where it was jamming, but it was still comedic, right? But it was still real. You know what I mean? And so, fortunately for me, man, you know, it came out that way when I put the pen to it. You dig? The beat, I just got it from, you know, when I was spending time when I was in Los Angeles, and we'll be off in the apartment, and when I get the apartment to myself, I'll be jamming that Al Green, and I really wanted to sample Simply Beautiful. But N.O. Joe, and he was like, nah, I got another song that's off the same album. I'm gonna sample that. And he came with it, and he put the vocals to it.
Come on,
and
now.
I still wasn't sold right, but I had to kind of like be outvoted on it for it to. And hey, it was a good decision. It did. It was a good, as far as the music behind it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But for the lyrics, you know, I had
So it was another sample that you had in your mind when you was doing
it was another sample. Yeah.
Because, see, they don't understand sitting in the studio with your producer and coming up with the concept. They just get a beat pack
Yeah.
and start rapping, you know?
These days.
These days, yeah. This is production at its finest, how classics are made.
Yeah.
You know, versus, you know, Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no classics. We classics. That's Pepsi generation, man.
Straight up.
But that's dope, man. I'm talking about coming from New Orleans, man. What was that transition? What made your family move from New Orleans and come to Houston, bring a young Michael to H-Time?
It wasn't my whole family. I have a bunch of six sisters, 2 brothers. It's 9 of us all together. You know, my mom, single parent in the household, and you know, we had our struggles, and it seemed like we had to move a lot sometimes, right? I was born in New Orleans. My family is from the neighborhood called Gertown, out of New Orleans, 17th Ward. That's where I spent all my boyhood. That was home. Like the majority of my family lived there. We had family spread out in different parts of the city as well, but that was like great grandmother there. You know what I mean? Great grandfather there, and you know, and but we would have to move sometime, you know, because of our financial situation. I hated when we would have to move out of Gertown. You know what I mean? But we always work our way back, right? But it came a time, man, where we had so everywhere we would move, man, I got to get new kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for some reason, the older boys always wanted to fight me.
Come on,
feel
man.
me? Always wanted to fight me. So I had to go through that every time we moved somewhere. You know, either I was defending myself or defending my siblings. You did what I'm saying? But I'm the oldest. You feel me? So my mama was like, I had started getting into a little trouble and shit. And, you know, my mom and my grandparents was out here in Houston. My grandfather, my grandmother from New Orleans, but my grandfather, he was out here. So that's how we wound up getting out here. And they was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna bring Mike down here to Houston. You feel me? So you won't have to worry about him. And he's starting to get into trouble. And they didn't want me to, you know, end up in juvenile, end up in the penitentiary and all that. So I was real thankful. And it was giving my mom some help. That was one child that was out the house, but still being taken care of. You feel me? So shout out to my mama. God bless her spirit, man.
Sure.
She did a lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So I ended up. I wound up moving out to Houston when I was like 13. I'm about to be 13. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I came to Houston, and I been in Houston and back and forth between the both.
Come on.
So
man.
I'm raised in both places. A lot of people be like, I can't be. You got to be one or the other. No, bro. I'm raised in both places equally. Same amount of people in New Orleans that love me. It's the same amount of people in Houston that love me and that I love. You feel me? So I'm just kind of like a hybrid.
Right.
You feel me?
They don't know you went to Yates.
Oh, yeah.
But before that, you went to school with my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you was 13. So you was getting ready for high school at that time.
Yeah.
Middle school,
I went
getting
to
ready
high
to
school. I
go.
went to Yates when I was went to Cullen for a brief spell. Then I went to St. Peter's on La Salette.
La Salette.
You feel me? And then from there I went to the yard.
Uh-oh,
You dig what I'm
boneyard.
saying? Yeah, from there I went to the yard. So yeah.
That's when
I grew up here, and a lot of people I get caught up in that thing. He New Orleans, he ain't Houston. He Houston, he ain't New Orleans. Like I say, man, I'm both of them. I'm happy to be, right? Because it make me. You can hear it in my style, you can hear it in my accent, and I love it. You know what I mean? So yeah. And throughout my career, every time I drop something, I always try to represent the both.
You do.
You can go back and check my track record.
Yeah,
you know what I
day
mean?
one.
So, you know, but yeah, I just hope that the day come where where I'm appreciated for what I do, not because I'm a person that I'm trying to portray or something like that, but just for my art. You know what I mean? And people say, yeah, he's New Orleans, he's Houston. You feel me? And we love it, right? Because, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
I think a lot of them with your prison stint kind of gap. I had a lot of generational gap right there, being gone a little bit, you know what I mean? So they might not know the fact, but they know the Ghetto Boys. They know the something serious. They know the history. But when they listen to you, they can hear that heavy New Orleans accent still there.
Yeah.
But he's very much ours. I'm telling y'all now. Barcode, that's fine, but he out. He the first laugh text, you know. Man. I do that too, rep it like that.
It's all love. Thank you, brother.
You was a monster over there at the yard, man. You know, you check your track record over there, man. You didn't come in like you were scared.
Nah. You know, I was already used to that. Like I say, because we moved a lot as a kid. So I was always used to having to be, you know what I'm saying, the new dude, the different dude, you feel me? So, but like I said, I had already been here before.
So you knew
attending
people.
Gates and shit. So I already knew people, you know what I mean? So I really didn't have that kind of problem. You know what I'm saying? It was all love. But,
man.
You know,
who was in your class over there, yard? Were you in the George Floyd class? Was that
No.
Before that, right?
I was in 90.
90, yeah.
He come out. Yeah.
Well, the yard had some remarkable records back then, period. You know what I mean, as far as football,
a lot
basketball.
of influential people came out the yard.
For real.
You know what I mean? Wikipedia, y'all got to get it right. I be looking up Jack Yates and I see the names of the people come out. My name don't be on there. I be like, oh my goodness.
Now,
you know what
come
I mean?
on, we got to get that right, Jack
Mo
Yates.
over there. I'm like, man. Somebody say something, bro. You feel me? But no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's going to eventually catch up. It's going to come together. You know what I mean? That's just my journey. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's all come together. I don't be tripping on that, you know, because the real ones, they always recognize.
Oh, we know.
You know what I mean? And that's solid for me.
I know that's
You know what I'm talking about? That's solid. But, you know, when people do their history, I'm woven in the fabric. You know what I mean? Heavy stitched.
How did you meet 3-2, man? Christopher Barrier, man.
Man, my boy 3-2. The governor. Buddha baby.
And formed this great group, the Convicts, man.
Man, listen, it was, I tell you, it was through the label. Once I had joined the label, joined Rap A Lot, and it was to do the, you know, as a member of the Convicts, Right. And that's how we had hooked up.
So Brad say the Ghetto Boys didn't know each other, so the Convicts was also
we didn't know each other prior to
idea. Yeah. Okay.
So that whole thing was one of his brainchilds as well. You know what I mean? But that's how we had hooked up. But once we had hooked up, you know, it became automatic between us. You feel me? So
it's like y'all knew each other y'all whole life.
You know, y'all, we just moved from acquaintances to friends to brothers. You know what I mean? So, you know, but yeah. But that's how me and 3-2 had came together.
Man,
you would think we had knew each other a long time before then, but you know, it happened when it was supposed to happen.
That's how we met, through Troy though, at the shortstop.
Right.
So it's the same. I think, you know, music was a dream of all of ours at that time that we didn't know could come true, and then we started getting into places where we could make it happen.
Yeah.
So you came in, were you trying to be a solo act when you came in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they had first got a hold of my music via Tony Draper. People know the story.
Suave House, yeah.
We had worked together. And I let him hear a few of my demos that I had did. I think I may have had about 3 songs at the time. But he was digging them, right? And he was like, man, let me hold on to that. I'm gonna take that and let my people hear it, right? I think it was John Beto. I hadn't met Beto yet. And he took it to him, and then he came back to work and he was like, Mike, listen, they like it, but we got to go do some more songs, right? So we were getting on our days off, we'd go to the studio, right? Pick out samples, put the songs together. I'll take the track home, right? We'll go record it. We put together a few more songs. So he took those songs back to him. And I guess they brought it to the awareness of Jay. and he heard it, and dude called the meeting. I know he'd be like, oh, you know, Draper brought Mike to me. Well, he presented it. You was like, yeah, I need to sign that dude.
Facts.
How else would it happen?
Yeah, there's no other way for it to
Because the
happen.
meeting, I remember the meeting exactly. We ain't gonna get into all of that, but I remember the meeting. But I wound up agreeing at the meeting, yeah, I'm gonna do the Convicts, because he was like, listen.
Oh, that was the first thing on the table at the meeting.
Yeah, he was like, listen, I know y'all doing, you know, your solo thing, right? You help me with this thing I got, it's called Convicts. Wow. And I'll turn around and help y'all with Mike's solo stuff. You feel me? So that's how it had came about. I agreed to do it. Boom, plugged me and two together. Hey, the rest was Convict history. We wound up dropping that album. And it was dope. And I was thankful for that opportunity.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because it opened up the door that opened up. It was so much that I was exposed to after that. From the time on Rap Alive to releasing that first professional recording, right? And how Houston was just behind it. It was awesome. It was a good time, right? It was such a good time for me. And then going to having the opportunity to go out to Los Angeles, right? And
that's what allowed it, that
at the beginning
opportunity.
stages. Exactly.
Right,
So I was thankful for everything that had came with that. You know, I just wish, especially after me and 3-2 had embarked upon our solo careers, and then I started hearing him flourish, and
he turned into
and I was like, man, we got to get together and do another one, right? But we was already on our solo journeys, respectfully, right? So we got to do that. We done took off on that way, so we got to do that. Hopefully, we will be able to come back together. And we wasn't able to bring it back together, nor were we able to finish the project that we had started in Los Angeles with Death Row. I wish that would have been finished, but Straight Gangsterism was
part of that?
For that, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Mr. Officer
was come from that.
Yes, and we had a couple of more songs that we had recorded out there. Playing for Keeps, it was produced by Warren G with me,
Snoop,
3-2 and Snoop, right? We were just messing around, but we was gonna go back and finish it up, but it got leaked, and I think we had a couple of more songs that we was recording, man.
So it was gonna be a Convict album on Death Row.
Yes, that's what we was working on.
Oh, that's sick. Because you're thinking Death Row, Convicts. Damn, that only makes sense. That's crazy.
That's how we fit in.
Was Snoop there when y'all got to LA?
When we first got there, let me see, I'll tell you who was there. Yeah, man, I probably missed some people, but I know Rage was there. Warren, DOC, Dre, Jewel, was a group called Image. I always have to mention those brothers. They was cool. They never did release anything on Death Row either, I don't think.
Did they ever come out
I don't know.
Other way?
And then Snoop started coming around. I can't remember exactly when, but when we first got there, right, he wasn't there, but then he came around. I guess they was waiting for him to get out of jail.
Thanks.
You dig what I'm saying? So they was waiting for him to get out of jail, but his name was already in the mix. He was already in the mix. They was just waiting for him to get out of jail. And man, I guess that's how it happened. But once we had linked up, and me and 3-2 had an apartment where everybody, people on the label, and Snoop and Warren just start hanging out over there.
Every
it was
day,
like, say, cuz, let a nigga stay with y'all. We were like, nigga, stay here. You feel me? And man, we would just kick it, man.
Teenagers, having fun,
man. We just kicking it and building off each other, man. You know what I mean? So that part of it was real cool. And to be in a different place, right? Then I'm seeing all the other Los Angeles rappers who I would be listening to. I'm running into these guys.
Out there with them.
MC Ren, MCA, man, DOC.
Tila. Not Tila. T. What's the name? T.S.
Hutch from Bud the Law. Man. So, Corrupt.
Yeah.
Right? It was real cool. Corrupt was there.
Was Daz there early?
Not early.
Because it was more about Snoop then, right?
Not early. But I can't remember so much. I would have to let it all come back and go back. You get a general idea.
I know my first time in LA is pretty much, anybody can say the same. You see the palm trees, You see the Hollywood sign. It's just like, oh, you done made it, man. But being a teenager out there, and y'all just opening this game called hip hop up to the world, man. Just how did that feel, Mike? I know that had to be just great, huh?
Man, it was cool. It was cool, man. Listen, it was cool to be out of town, right? To be able to be around people that, you know, was listening to, you know what I mean, and really respected their music and stuff like that. We was a fan of these guys. And just to be there and be like, man, some people, you know, taking opportunity on us, giving us an opportunity, you know, and we was looking forward to that. And that's why I say I wish we was able to finish that record, right? Even if it was just one record. But,
real,
you know,
man.
our influence was felt. You know what I mean?
And the world know, yeah, because y'all left a stain.
You know, I just wish that, you know, that we would have had been invited on the records, actually performed on one of them records, right? Just for the simple fact, you know, that what rubbed off on y'all from us, right?
Would've
You
been
used, right?
recognized,
It added a little flavor to the pot. The pot was already good, but it had a little flavor to the pot.
Salt and pepper,
right?
yeah.
You know, so, and that's all. I'm just like, I just wish that would at least happen if we didn't have the opportunity to finish the record, but we, you know, was able to feature
On the
one
Chronic.
of the
Yeah.
Chronic, or, you know what I mean?
Well, Deep Cover was before that. Y'all got that soundtrack. Look, what was didn't 3 get some writers credit on that?
3-2
or something?
had wrote for this chick named Paradise. I think he wrote that song Down With My Nigga for this chick named Paradise. So he had got that, but he did the hook.
Right.
Like, so he don't, but it's not a 3-2 song.
It's not the same.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's not the same, but, you know, I had a song that was gonna be on the Chronic. Straight Gangsterism was gonna be on the Chronic, but, you know, Rap A Lot label, they felt like, man, we should keep it.
No, that.
If he feeling it, Dr. Dre, and you know I didn't respect Dr. Dre. If he feeling it, we gonna keep it for ourselves. So that's how we wind up keeping that.
Let's stay in L.A. What gets you away from there? What happened first? I mean, I know the story, of course, but just for the
That got me back to Houston.
yeah. How did y'all not complete this album? Let me ask you this plain, just like
So I mean, well, I don't know, man. Production had it had slowed up. You know, I guess Death Row, they were still in transition, right?
Was it Godfather Entertainment when y'all were there? Or was it always Death Row?
It was affiliated, but it was Death Row. So it was
Okay.
like, you know, Godfather and Death Row. We knew that Godfather
Existed,
Entertainment
yeah.
existed. It was an entity, right? But everybody was repping Death Row, right? So, damn, you threw me off.
My bad. I just wanted to keep it in order.
But no,
before we
what
get
you had
on.
asked me, though?
No, I was saying about the why it didn't get completed. What happened
Yeah, so
for y'all to leave?
Well, like I said, you know, it was in transition, right? And you know, they were trying to get it got a little disorderly, right? So I guess that's why things had kind of slowed down a little bit, right? I could go in more detail, but then I have to be in other people's business.
Oh, I feel
People that I respect, so I don't want to be like,
be
that
like,
wasn't
oh,
happening
this
in their
happened.
business. Yeah.
Well, they know
So-
the rumors.
Yeah, so but anyway, you know, production had slowed down. And then at that time, right, I already have a couple of kids. And I'm like, I didn't really come out here just to be staying out here, right, and to be put on the back burner. I came out here to produce some music. And that's what I need to do, right? So that's what my mind was on. You know what I mean? I still had faith in them. I wanted it to happen. But then I had got the call about the Ghetto Boys album. And you know, Rap Lot ran the Ghetto Boys like it was a sports franchise.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They gonna rotate players and this and that. So I was next man up.
Whoa.
I was basically next man up, right? I didn't jump on it right away. Thought about it. I was giving, you know, Suge and them time to get things situated. But my clock was ticking. I needed to make something happen. I, you know, went over it. I thought about it. And there was other things that was taking place too that had kind of turned me off. I had to deal with some betrayal out there. You know, we wound up rectifying it, but it kind of like took people attention away from me. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? They ain't feeling me no more. You know what I mean? And shit to slow down on the Convicts project, right? Go home. I'm gonna be a superstar. I go home. I could play for the ghetto, play with the Ghetto Boy. Nigga, that's like a homegrown talent get to play for the Rockets or some shit.
No bullshit.
Right? You like, nigga,
You want me to do what?
I thought about it. So, like I say, I didn't jump on it right away. It took me some time, not in a week, maybe, a month or two or whatnot. But I had thought about it, and it seemed like things would just push me, I don't know. I wouldn't even say it was impatience, but I was just like, hey, I need to go ahead and jump on this opportunity. It's going to help me get to where I need to go. I never looked at it like it would be a full-time thing, right? If that happened, but I know, I'm like, right now, hey, we're going to go record this album, right? I'm going to do my best on it, right? And hopefully it garner enough attention that'll set me up for my solo venture. You dig?
That's what I wanted to know. So either way, with the Convicts or the Ghetto Boys, your main goal was to become a solo artist again.
Yes,
right.
That's what I want to get back again.
Because a lot of people just think, because you know the story, I got to say it, they say that you and thru wasn't messing around down there. So that's why you left. But it was always an end goal to become a solo artist.
Yeah. What? I would say that when we was brothers, right? We all we had out there. All our family was back home. You know what I mean? And yeah, me and 3 brothers fall out. We had a fall out.
Me and Ro do it every day.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it is.
So, nigga, we argued about it. We fought about it.
Of course, yeah.
Then we fought again about it.
And my eyes fought about it.
But because this my brother, what I do,
yeah.
as soon as I get my opportunity, I
Put it
say,
right on.
Hey, come jump on the Straight Gangsterism.
You did that.
Because Straight Gangster was my solo song for the Convicts project. Every time I used, put them on there. And then when I got my break and I'm doing my solo thing, guess who was on that one?
Come on again.
You feel me? So I learned about forgiveness. And it wasn't hard for me because I loved him. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So, as soon as he got back, I couldn't tell. Y'all brought that. Yeah, y'all was happy. We got the little incident at my house.
I don't know why it had happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't there when it happened. I don't know why it happened. And I'm not talking down on them or nothing like that. And I ain't talking ill on dead. You brought it up because we brothers. You already, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to seem like, he ain't fraud. He ain't trying to. Listen, it's all real. You saw how love came in. And then, we were tighter than that. And I just wanted to help him to get in position so he could drop his solo material. And you know what I mean? So, and that's what we did, bro. And I learned about forgiveness. You know what I mean? I learned how, listen, the whole thing was about forgiveness. It was a lesson. It made us tighter.
It did.
You did what I'm saying?
It did.
And we just kept it pushing. I just wish we was able to do
come back
and big album thing. It would have been a fool. But then listen, maybe I don't know if we really appreciate each other as much in the beginning. You feel me? As we maybe it was just us together trying to achieve this common goal. Right? Since we was just together.
Competition. Friendly brother competition.
Yeah, so but man, when he started and this pre screw too.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm talking about it's turning lane and you feel me?
Yeah.
Coming down.
You feel me?
I was like, my nigga hit his stride, he in the pocket, right? And I was like, yeah, we're gonna get back together, we're gonna do some stuff. But then I wound up getting locked, right? And everything. So we weren't able to come back and to finish that. But I really wish we could have had finished that. You know what I mean? But God bless my brother 3 God bless your spirit. You dig what I'm saying? I see you on the other side, King.
For sure.
But
do you see him? I always wanted, and I'm done with it after this, wondered if he would have stayed after you left and participated in that chronic situation.
He left before I had left.
Wow.
Yeah, he left before I had left. Left before I had left. And I wasn't too far behind though. I wasn't too far behind.
That was it. Production slow.
Wasn't too far behind, but he had left a little bit before I had left.
That puts a
Yeah.
whole nother swing to it. I always was under the assumption it happened the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That puts it in perspective. That's what this show about, Mike. We
Yeah.
just chronologizing. They're going to be able to come here and they're going to be able to say, hey, man, we went from A to Z and we got the truth out the truth mouth. As close as we can get it, man. But that's dope, man. So when you got back, that didn't work out. What is your mind frame coming into this city and knowing you a ghetto boy, man? God, Joe.
Man,
That's
it
a blessing.
was excitement around it, right? Especially around the label and stuff. You have people who try to downplay the whole thing now because of certain reasons.
Did you
know what I
get
mean?
treated
But-
different as a convict, and then when you turned to
Nah,
ghetto boy, what was it?
nah,
Like,
it wasn't
locker
like
room
that.
shit? What
The
was
same way they was pulling for me when I was a convict, pulling for me in 3-2, the same way.
Oh, that's
right?
real.
We
That's
seen they
real.
was pulling the same way. You know,
That's
you'll
real.
hear people come out and certain
Yeah.
individuals and shit because of what transpired later and shit, right? But they just being ingenuous, right?
You just keeping it real.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I
so
fuck with.
I got to speak up for myself, but you know, it definitely was excitement around it. You know, and it had to be. But I was already involved in the Ghetto Boys album, the album with mine, the We Can't Be Stopped album. I had wrote on that album. I wrote The Other Level of the Game for Bushwick. You know, so I guess I was already
up next.
You know what I mean? So yeah, and there was a lot of other rappers on the label at the time too. So think about that. I was the next man up. There was a lot of rappers on, you know.
Made it to that
You dig what
top
I'm
slot,
saying?
man.
So-
like you say, that's the franchise
But,
team. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing about the Ghetto Boys thing, it's kind of bittersweet, right? Because at the end, I feel like I ended up playing for a team that wasn't playing for me. You know, the whole kind of process when we was recording the album, you know, not everybody not in the studio at the same time, right? And things like that. I was like, okay, well, I can't control that part of it. What I'm gonna do is try to make sure I can come as hard as I can come, right? So, you know, no nuts, no glory. You know, the other songs that I was featured on the project, and they say the album, you know, didn't match the numbers that the We Can't Be Stopped album did. Okay, you know, but when the album came out, it debuted high, right? We was on the first Chronic tour. You know, I think it was just the choices of singles that was released, because the first single that was released was 6 Feet Deep. And it was a cool song, right? It had the sample that people know, right? Commodore sample. But it was a Dead Homie song.
Exactly.
Like, you got an album that got expectations. It's some hype around it. And you come out with a slow song, a Dead Homie song. Now, God bless the Dead Homie.
Well, the name of it was Resurrection.
6 Feet Deep. No, we're talking about two albums. I'm talking about the Together
okay,
Part
gotcha.
album.
Okay.
And I'm talking about the song 6 Feet Deep. That was the first one that was released, right? Then they got me all the way at the end of the song. Bushwick spitting Scarface, he got 2 verses on the song. You don't hear me till the end of the song. And then I'm hardly even in the video. So you killing the buzz right now. You killing the buzz, right? So then they had to go to my songs, Straight Gangsterism. Face wasn't on the original, on the album version. They put him on it when they decided to make it a single, and he was on the single version, right? Cool. I loved it. I said, my face on the song. I'm just like, man, we stronger, right? That's how I'm looking at it. You feel me? But, you know, like Face say, friends shouldn't do business together. That's what you said when it came down to me. I really didn't understand it at the time.
Did they want you on the album, mate? Were they happy for you being there?
This what I think. When you think of the Ghetto Boys, people be like, first come to mind is Scarface. I ain't talking about me, right?
Right.
Talking about all the other races, right? First person come to mind, when then them say the Ghetto Boys is him, Bushwick, and Scarface, even though he didn't like Bushwick, but this was the lineup that he says the Ghetto Boys. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But when people started the Ghetto Boys, they always like, that nigga Face is the one. You feel me? The other two is co-stars. I come to the group. Nah, I ain't playing like no co-star. I'm playing like I'm A-list actor too. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I don't think he was used to that dynamic. I think he was used to being the one that had the most pull for his lyrics and everything. Willie D ain't no joke on that mic.
For sure.
Willie D got an aura about
Scarface.
himself that you got to appreciate. You feel me? He ain't no slouch when it comes to putting down some real shit.
Making niggas read them Nikes.
And then the combined pen of Willie D and Scarface and myself for Bushwick, right? Bushwick was able to toe the line, right? But now I'm in the group. Now when people get the album, before when they just be talking about your songs, now they saying, man, that boy Mike, and I don't think he was used to that dynamic. I'm just speaking honestly. I don't think he was used to that dynamic, and it caused animosity towards me. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And cause we used to be cool. Man, when I first got to label, man, he used to come hang with me. I lived in South Lawn. He used to be in South Lawn with me, chilling. We going to Club Infinity. You feel me? We hanging out. We ride to the beach, nigga. We kicking it together. You know what I mean? And I thought that it would be a cool thing. Like, man, me and the nigga know each other. We kick it and everything, nigga. You know what I mean? Double dated and shit, nigga. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And but it was different, and I learned the good business lesson. So I'm in a way I'm thankful for the experience. You feel me? But he wasn't looking at it. I was looking at it, you know. And I don't think he was just used to the kind of competition, right? I'm not saying, oh nigga, I'm better than him.
Nah.
But nigga, I'm just saying, nigga, I'm
spotlight.
good. I'm right. Yeah. You feel me? I know you a bad motherfucker. But you ain't build the house by yourself, fam. You feel me? It was a whole bunch of people on that label. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was a whole bunch of other cats. But I know it's fashionable just to, you know, to mention a certain name and stuff like that. But you know, you didn't build it by yourself. Listen, it'll be some punk ass shit. Me being there, knowing all the other artists that was there that was helping in some way or another, right? When it wasn't even cool to be rapping up out of Houston. Where you were gonna sell the records, they wasn't even feeling you. You feel me? The brothers that came before me, they had to go out on that road, perform for the people who ain't feeling them. You feel me? Deal with all kind of shit. You know, motherfuckers want to play their songs on the radio and keeping that dream alive until help came.
Facts.
But the help came. You feel me? So we can't forget everybody that participated because, like I said before when I talked to you, we're doing a discredit to Houston hip-hop history. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you ain't telling the full story. Right? You trying to prop up certain people. Then the people that they prop up wasn't even none of the foundation builders.
Facts.
I'm not knocking nobody. Everybody have their own place and time in history.
Yes.
You feel me? But I'm just saying, and I just be like, damn, that's a shame because New York mentioned they foundation builders.
Y'all remember that shit, they try to act like I ain't who I am, and I ain't did what I did for H-Town. And I'm a New Orleans nigga. These niggas walking on paved streets. I fucked with Scarface. He ain't do it by himself. New York, West Coast, they pay homage to their OGs. They ain't gonna let niggas forget. H-Town be like, screwed up click, and I fucks with them. They're my niggas. They're my niggas. But people did the heavy lifting when they weren't even feeling us down south. Man, honor to everybody, baby. Everybody, do your history. We got a rich history of motherfucking hip-hop down here. We got to honor everybody. It takes more than one man to build a castle. It takes more than a handful to build an empire. Man, don't do that. They gonna forget about us if we forget about us. I love y'all, man. And I ain't no spotlight seeking nigga. That's why y'all don't want to see me all the time. I give a damn about it. You feel me? I'm gonna do what I do. I know God got me. You feel me? So, but I just had to lay that out there right there. Listen, cut to my time. I just want to let y'all know I'm still working, I'm still grinding. Already. Y'all still having a good time? I ain't gonna ask y'all if y'all ready to go, because I know some of y'all ready to go. Y'all gotta get home for the work. Get to the kids, we grown folk in this motherfucker. I got my daughters in here with their beautiful selves. I see y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming. I love y'all so much. My sister, my cousin Trina, we in this motherfucker. Chemical in this bitch. Mankind, Sly Fox. Can I do another one for y'all? Run that shit, can you see?
From all the different eras up to the present, even the West Coast, right? They respect their OGs, they respect them that come before them, right? But it just seemed like here, it just be different. And I ain't knocking Houston, I'm from here, I love it. We just speaking on this music.
Hometown business.
Yeah.
We talking hometown
and that's
business.
not even everything, bro, in the scope of life. It's so minute, right? But it's the business that we in. So that's why we talking about it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
because they want to know.
You trying to exclude some bad motherfuckers.
And you can't.
Out the history books. People like, damn, you just gonna do it like that? You're taking a bad motherfucker off the chessboard. Your competition like, okay. You feel me? Then you just gonna move that piece off the board? You got to be kidding me. You feel me? And I'm not the kind of guy that just be seeking the spotlight. I really seldom do interviews.
I've been waiting.
Right?
I've been waiting a year and a half, y'all.
Yeah. Right? I just never been that kind of person. I'd like to get it in the studio. And I like to put the work out there and let people hear me. Right? I know that being visual, it come with the game.
Got to.
Right? And I have to do that, right? But it wasn't ever my forte. I was never really the showman. Right? I had learned to be from gaining experience on stage and things like that. And by doing so, I was able to just soak into let the music just fall into the music, and it carried me, and I was able to develop a stage presence and things like that. But as far as like being a media hog and something like that, you know, that just wasn't never my thing. Right? So people be like, man, you got to make more of a presence, man. These people trying to forget you. I done the work. If you choose to forget, right? Oh man, look at this beautiful house that we have. See the structure, the frame, this and that, this and that. You speak about everything except the flooring. You feel me? Right? The foundation that is sitting on it. Like, but wait, you mentioned everybody that contributed to this, but you never said who built this part, right? They know you excluding something. You feel me? They know it. And why? You feel me? Why? Don't feed into this bullshit. Yeah, because I had problems with Jay Prince, and I know how everybody want to get close to the money. They rather be close to the money than close to the real. The illusion of getting some money. You feel me? When it ain't even in the cards for them in that area. You feel me? Or they afraid. Right? That way you see them niggas don't be mentioning me and shit. They either afraid of Jay Prince or they afraid of me. I don't know. You feel me? But I'm like, damn, I ain't did nothing to no motherfucking body. I had a situation with one person. If you look at the facts, I was put in a situation where I had to do what I had to do. Would I take it back? In hindsight, I say I look and say how I could have played it different, right? But it happened the way that it happened. You know what I mean?
Response was
and
had to be.
You know, it happened the way it would happen. I wound up, you know, I did my time and everything, you know, but what I gained from it, it ain't had nothing to do with business or nothing like that, right? I seen God work in my life, right? Attempt was made on my life. I could have been dead. I could have died in my sins, not even knowing who God was, and been spending eternity in hell, right? Never to see my mama again, my grandparents, all the people that love me, all the ancestors that I read about that I'm looking forward to meeting, those in the human history books and those in the Bible, which is a human history book as well, right? And I just gained that. My relationship with Jesus Christ, it grew. I was able to take self-inventory when I was out there wilding, right? Because you got to do that. You got to make sure you don't be that person no more, right? So I gained so much, man. That's why, you know, I don't be bitter about the situation, right? I don't be trying to drag nobody in the media. I didn't heard niggas drag me in the media. I was like, damn. Like,
Come on,
damn,
man.
niggas drag me like that. It was unexpected too, nigga. You feel me? I was like, damn, right? And then you be like, oh shit, fuck it, nigga, I'm finna go out there and air niggas out. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it player. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it player because what I gained through that whole debacle, you feel me, was my relationship with Christ Jesus. Me coming to know my Father through his Son. Coming to understand the works of the Holy Spirit and being grateful for it all, right? And having the testimony that I could tell that other people may feel that in their soul, they may be going through something, you feel me? Or not going through nothing. They just needed to hear that and be like, yep, that's God right there. I want some of that. Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I know it ain't fashionable. They want us to always be in gangster mode, player mode. They want us always in character, right? But, you know, fortunately for my music, I never really had to be a character to do my thing, right? But, you know, so I just try to just stay like that, you know, and because of that, I be like, hey, it's really not about me. It's not about my story. It's really about the King. That's the only story worth telling because that's the story that's gonna save people, right? So I be able to not even worry about it. That's why you don't see me out here like, man, I gotta do that. I gotta be in front of the camera. I see so many artists, man, and it's got to be exhausting.
That they be just
It's got to be. I guess it's about what you're chasing. You know, I guess if you're chasing that
It's
bag,
called clout.
and that bag is your God.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm a rest.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And feel good.
Yeah,
about
I'm a rest, and I'm gonna let it come to me, and I'm just gonna try to stay in position to receive it. You know, and that's real.
Well, you had a real situation with God. You want to share a little bit about that, your testimony, or what that moment was that changed
that part of it, right?
Yeah.
That part of it. Everybody know. If they don't know, I got a memoir coming out.
You got
And they'll be able to get in detail
just give us
of my journey. This part we speaking of, the drama with the label, that's so small, right? In the tapestry of my journey, right? So that's why I wanted to wait and go through it some more. People like, man, you got to test. I say, well, God ain't done yet, right? I got to live life. I got to let him move in my life, right? So I can have more besides the drama, the stuff that people want. It's the whole journey, right? And I'm, you know, if I have a life like that, I'm thankful that at the end of the day, my life can point to the Lord God, right? If my whole existence, right, no matter how it ends, how it turns out, if it can just point to him, I'm good, and I mean that with everything in me, right? I mean that with everything in me. I used to be like, Lord, I used to be like Moses, I can't get out here and speak in front. I say, you know what I'm saying too much? And
Yeah.
this and that. I'm no preacher. I'm not that, but he didn't ask me to be. He just share what you went through. So I'm laying in my bed. I'm laying in my bed one night. I'm asleep. I hear a voice saying, calling me by my name, telling me to get up. I'm dreaming, still asleep, hear it again. I wake up for a bit. I hear it again. I say, I'm tripping. Lay my head back on my pillow. I'm not asleep, right? And I'm not asleep, and I hear the voice again. First it was telling me to wake up. This time it said, Michael, get up. Now I used to smoke cigarettes at the time. I don't now. Been a long time. I'm on that herb. But I get up, I sit down, I need a cigarette. This is crazy. I go get me a cigarette. I come back to my house. I sit on the living room facing the front of my house. It's glassed out, so I sit my ashtray down, and I'm got a bad feeling. I'm thinking about what I just heard. I'm trying to trying to figure it all out, right? Trying to understand it.
Woke you up.
Yeah. And I'm just like, Father God, it feel like somebody trying to do something to me. Please don't let nothing happen to me tonight. Got the cigarette in my hand when I said this. I made the sign of the cross. No sooner I made the sign of the cross, I leaned over to dump the ashes. Boom! Right where my head was, just buckshot spray. Boom, boom, boom. I'm to my tearing up the house, bro. It's going off. I'm like, damn, what is they shooting? Nothing touched me. I'm right in the middle of it. Nothing. I'm walking through it while they busting, destroying the house, outside and in. Nothing touched me. Boom, I hit a car skirt off. Hey, damn. You feel me? I have the rest of the story of why it happened, right? And everything in more detail in my memoirs and my documentary. But that boy, I just want to give God the glory. You see the steps.
That was that moment.
I heard the voice of God wake me up. He wouldn't let me go back to sleep, right? He put me in front of them. They could obviously see me. Mm-hmm. He put me in front of them, waited. And he told the devil, watch this. My son finna pray to me. I prayed to him. Right? Sign of the cross. We all know what that means. Lord Jesus Christ, in his name. And I was saved. Blinked over like that. Who could orchestrate it like that? You feel me? Now, for me to keep this to myself and not share this, people say, I don't care what you say about me. My life ain't in your hands. I don't care. You better get you something. It's Jesus Christ. I know people who, his name, they ain't have no letter J. Man, I don't want to hear all of that, man. You feel me? I'm sure they speak any one of your names in ancient Aramaic, it's going to sound different from how we say it right now.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
So I'm not getting all in that. That's just a distraction that the devil used. You feel me? Like, that's just a distraction that the devil used to try to get us caught
Facts.
up. Oh, man, that's a white man religion. Man, Jesus Christ is ancient. The belief in Jesus Christ is ancient.
Yes, it is.
That's before the transatlantic slave trade and all of that. This is ancient.
Come on, man.
We have documents in Ethiopia to show that this is ancient. Ancient. We got proof of the people and the things that they talk about in the Bible. That's ancient. So how you gonna take something that's ancient and equate it with something that came way after that? That's a distraction. Oh, do I think Jesus Christ is white? No. No, he could be blue. That's not the thing. The thing is to get to know him, get to know the gospel, receive that saving grace, understand that it's a gift in which you are gaining. If you don't, people say, some people live like this is it. This ain't it. It's a life after this. Now, yours can be extinguished where your spirit, you ain't gonna go, you're gonna be tormented. But you have the opportunity for grace. You have an opportunity to be in the presence of the Lord thy God in paradise, right? You have that through the blood of Jesus, right? I'm just doing my part. I don't care if don't nobody ever go by anything that I produce. It don't matter to me. Because of what I just said, they'll ride with everybody else proclaiming any other kind of God. They'll ride with it. But as soon as you say Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, ain't no Jesus Christ. His name is such and such. And if you don't say his name like that, then you ain't whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. If man, bro, miss me with that. I'm a G.
Talk to him,
I done heard all kind of game, boy. From the streets to the penitentiary. I done heard it all. You can't run no game on me. I know what's real. I know what happened in my life. Right? I ain't gonna be moved off my sinner. I ain't gonna do it. You feel me? So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. I hope that y'all blessed by it and that, I do. I'm thankful, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, let's get back to the music.
I love it,
thankful
man.
for the opportunity, bro, to give the Lord glory. Thank you.
Thank you, man. They need to hear that, man, because the part of it, what you're saying is that when he come to you, you gonna be feeling just like this here.
I'm trying to tell you.
He done
I'm
gave
trying
me
to tell
mine.
you.
That's why, you know, as long as you believe in God is what I care about. You know what I mean? As long as we believers, we just gonna say believers.
But you got to know who he is, though.
Yes, indeed.
See,
And if you don't, he'll
the
let
term
you, he'll let
God
him know.
been used to, they try to equate that with a lot of different things, entities, and things like that. Lord Jesus Christ, it's God in the flesh. I don't care. Catch me on the street and debate me or whatever. I ain't gonna debate you. I just hope that the Holy Spirit speaks to me, right, and allow me to touch you. Or because listen, I'm not here to persuade you nothing. I just got to give it to you. But I do thank you for that opportunity because I don't really get that a lot. Or I had opportunities in the past and I wasn't ready. Right, I wasn't ready. So I just want to do that. But yeah, let's get back to it, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. I just really wanted them to know why you was moved, because people be like, well, what happened to the... It's always a transition that allow you to become the you.
Yeah.
I tell them every day, I'm not the same Mike D out on that corner no more.
You ain't supposed to be.
My job is to bring this type of situation to TV and hopefully one person here and then they one person life changed.
And you done did
my
the
job
most.
Done.
Yeah.
I don't need the money. The check in the mail, Five already told me that. But this my payout right here, man. You know what I'm saying? I love this moment right here, man. But okay, so thank you, God.
Already.
So, Ghetto Boys, you didn't feel like, you know, it is what it is. So it dispersed. Something serious.
Yeah.
One of the baddest top 5 albums out of Houston all time. Debate me and I show you we can go track for track on this joint.
Man, that's coming from Mike D.
Y'all want to play? Let's go track for track. With anything that done came out of here, man, and I'm going to show you, man, that this boy top 5, real talk, man, this one album. So everything you had been through and became, you spill it out on this here, man. Give us that mindset of coming into something serious and why this even happened. Like, what happened with it? How did it happen?
I'm serious is a culmination of me, my upbringing in New Orleans, hearing that music, that constant rhythm of the city. Everybody know New Orleans known for that music and that food, right? Me having that in me, getting first turned on to hip hop and falling in love with it. And not even like I'm gonna be a rapper, I just love this music that I'm hearing. You know, Houston, coming to Houston, that whole experience. Hey, we was a fool
listen. You the first one to coin that. This is before ESG, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we get this from.
Yeah.
Fly hoes, chains, swinging things. Come on, man. Hey, man.
But yeah, so my upbringing in Houston is all a part of that, and me actually putting my ideas down now, because that happened once I was in Houston. You know what I mean? Once I don't know, I think probably late middle school or, you know, early high school, I started putting that pen down on it. And when I would go back to New Orleans for the summer, sometime I get with my daddy. My dad is a musician, and he had a studio in the Calio projects. I would go in there, we would put together songs and things like that. So it was just all of that, and me getting the opportunity, you know, to be able to finally to do my thing as a full-fledged solo artist. So by then, man, I had to been, you know, we did the Convicts thing. We had to been to Los Angeles, had that whole experience, man, and came back. I had the Ghetto Boys experience, right? But through that time, I was always already putting these songs and ideas together in my head, right? I came in there with the music that I wanted, right? Now, mind you, no taking nothing away from the other producers. They were coming there and they have beats. They'd be like, listen to this. And I'm like, yeah, that's the one. But I did have my hand in it. I produced a few tracks on Something Serious.
Player.
You know, I didn't do that one. You know, Ghetto Love, Fire, Creeping and Rolling, On the One. Yeah. You know, the other, you got people that got co-credit on there, but basically just playing what I was like, man, play this, right? Use this break beat, right? And they putting it together for me. They pushing the buttons and playing, but you know, their contributions, right, are appreciated too. So I don't want to downplay their contributions and stuff, but yeah. So I had these ideas and things, man, and I put it down, man, and I took all of that energy from all the experiences that I had and where I wanted to go, and I put it together, man, and we made something serious. You know, we made something serious, and from the time we finished it, every time I work on the song, I just had a good feeling about everything. And when it all had came together, I was like, yeah. And I was thinking about the title of the album. I was like, this is something serious. You feel me?
Something so
And,
serious.
man, shout out to Mike B, man.
Hey.
Lil Funky, man.
And the air freshener.
coming
Let's
with
not
that.
forget Bam's air freshener.
Oh,
now,
come on
man.
now.
Yeah, man. It's a serious, y'all.
So, yeah, man, we produced something serious, man. It turned out to be a classic.
Yes.
You know, we dropped some classic singles off of there. Having Things, Player. Well, those had the videos, but
Did it go double?
when it came
or was
out,
it-
I don't even want to talk about it, but when it came out, remember in Houston, we used to have during the midday, we have the top 5 at 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Shit, I would have like 3-4 songs on that motherfucker. World of Mine, which should have been a single. Now, you know, down back then, they used to play songs that they wanted to be singles, right? World of Mine should have had a video to that thing. They dropped the ball on that one. But yeah. But I used to have multiple songs. I ain't bragging, I'm just saying that's how it
Having
was.
Things,
I don't want to
Player.
downplay
Yeah.
my impact too.
Bet not.
You feel me? I got people who I do this for, and they be wanting me to represent that shit to the fullest.
Let's
You know
go.
what I mean? So, but yeah, man, I'm thankful for it. Wind up being a classic. I still perform these songs. That's what people want to hear.
I swear.
From me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a real awesome experience for me getting that first solo thing done.
Man.
You know, and it wasn't where the other projects that I was a part of, the Convicts project, the Ghetto Boys project, it was somebody else's brainchild, right? Somebody else was pulling the strings.
Involved,
This
yeah.
one was me,
Oh,
right? This was my vision. You know what I mean? And the producers, you know, that I work with, Mike Dean, Michael Banks, Joe, Crazy C.
It's all-star cast.
Man, let me not forget some people. John Beto, right? Everybody contributed, and man, we made a bad gun.
And we talking at a time when all these people are coming, like to y'all now. Mike Dean, Kanye, all that is what it is, but he's just a long-haired, weed smoking, cool guy back then, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's deep history right here, Mike. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But so I know you've seen the world, but I gotta give you something that I remember, man. Let me tell you a Big Mike experience that influenced Mike D right quick. We was in your Suburban. I had jumped in with 2 Karenses used to be pumping back then. Remember you stayed in Herfwood, I stayed in Herfwood. We both stayed over there in Herfwood together, right?
Yeah.
We was in your Suburban. You had a grocery sack full of money. Now, I was me back then, so I'm heavy on, so it ain't like, he got this money, I knew you hadn't been on the block.
Yeah.
I'm like, rap paying you this?
Yeah. That was show money.
You say this show money,
And it wasn't
Mike.
all of it. I think that was just some I had. I remember about
Had
to
with
do
you,
something.
picking up a couple deposits.
Yeah.
I didn't know rap really paid us like that, though, Mike. This is what I'm telling you. This is what inspired me. When you said it was so nonchalant, you say, oh, yeah, just like 4, 5 cities or something like that. You said it real like, and I'm looking, I know what money look like. I said, oh, yeah? So this shit really pay you then. And that's what inspired me to say, let's get back in this thing because it really would get you some money.
As it should have.
You did that for me, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for real. I know that's, man. Good Lord. So During the height of everything going on, man, you had to take a small break, man.
Yes.
Everybody know what happened. If you don't know, you want to tell them you can. If not, that's fine. But what part of life we at now, Mike? Because when you was in the height of that career, or was it? Yeah,
Yes.
you was definitely in the height of your career.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was, unfortunate situation. Maybe it should have happened. It shouldn't have happened. Maybe it was meant to happen. Who knows? But yeah, for my participation in it, me getting my get back, right, led me catching charges that would eventually land me in the penitentiary, at like the height of my career. Probably not the height, but it was on the climb, right? So I don't know what the height would have been.
Right. There you go.
But yeah, it was something. It was something. Just the whole ordeal of it because, before I had actually got locked up, shit, I was on the run for 2 years. Still doing shows.
Bittersweet.
You know what I mean? Right? But thank God for keeping me safe through all of that, But yeah, eventually wind up having to go down there, and
How is it being down there? I mean, I know, but down there and being Big Mike and having to adjust to
TDC.
prison, TDC. Oh my God, man.
Ah, man, I don't know, man. It had happened. Like I say, it was already in development. It was already happening. I knew, what the consequences could be for me, right? So it was always in the back of my mind. When it happened, when it finally caught up with me, I wasn't ready.
Nobody ever is. You never ready for that.
But I was like, hey, man, it's time to get it over with, right? It's time to get it over with. So, but going down there, yeah, it definitely was a change. I mean, you got to get used to being incarcerated.
But this one, God,
Come
do
on,
his
man,
work.
you just come out the world. Just
Yeah.
coming out the world regardless. I don't care if you was having things in the world
Or
or
not.
you was just not. Just having to come up out of that into a whole different world.
White
Full of
suits.
millions of dollars
Gray
of concrete
socks.
and steel.
Yeah. Hot
feel
too.
me?
And it's hot.
Yeah.
And it's
Didn't
hot.
they just approve AC for them boys?
I hope
wasn't no
so.
AC
I
down
pray
there.
so.
We had to deal with it.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, man, going down there, man, and just the whole culture shock of that, man. Having to deal with that. And
God, going to
anybody
work
that
on
been
you.
locked up, they know. Just the whole transition.
Right.
Now, ain't nobody fuck with me. I ain't had no problems
For
or nothing
sure,
like that.
man.
You know what I mean? 1 or 2 niggas you got to check or something. You know what I mean? Let a nigga know, I don't know what you heard, but I ain't him. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But at the same time, you want to keep yourself drama-free. Because them folks ain't got no problem with adding another year or 2 to your shit. You know what I
Set
mean?
off.
So, it's a gauntlet, right? You got to know how to move around in that, because it's to your own benefit. Like I said, you can get caught up, wind up doing more time. Niggas go to jail after catching the case, but people don't know niggas get in jail, they can catch more cases being locked up. You feel me?
Go to jail in jail.
Yeah, you can go to jail in jail. They be
Yeah,
like,
but
I
what
go to
about-
jail in jail.
yeah.
Say, you know what they do? They gonna put you in a place where the area is smaller.
Yep.
You act up some more, you gonna go to a place where it's smaller. You feel me?
Shit in the middle of the floor.
Man, nigga running around the cage.
That's Rick. That's Rick. That boy in jail,
Boy,
in
I'm running
jail.
around the cage, man. In jail. You know what I mean? So, I knew I had something to go back to, right? And yeah, but fortunate for me, I had the favor of the Lord was with me. He was with me. Now, that would mean I wasn't free of drama. I had situations, you feel me? That came about that I had to deal with, and I was like, that's crazy. Right? How that just it wasn't even me. You feel me? Right? And you getting caught up like that, and oh man, I was just like, it was God that was with me. So I just knew, man, I was like, man, I got to get back to my world. That was important to me. I didn't want to get stuck down there. I was like, I want to get back to my world. But I want to learn my lesson though. Right? Not from the beef or nothing like that. I did what I did. I handled that. It was other things in my life that I need to take inventory of. Right? And I was able to do that. Right? Because a lot of niggas, they'll get down there and they start living big off commissary, and that be their comfort zone, or it may be a letter from their old lady or something. You dig what I'm saying? You know, but I was like, man, let me go down here. Let me get, because I know I asked God for help. I asked him to send me back home sooner than expected, right? And I knew that I had to get to know him, and it had to be real. I couldn't be playing with him, right? So, you know, I just focused on that, man, and I was able to come home sooner than expected. You feel me? So, you know, my whole thing was just getting out of there. I listen, I can go into different experiences down there and stuff like that. I met some good friends down there. We good friends to today.
That's facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You get to see the real person.
Yeah, man. And I'm listen, it was some real people that I met down there. You know what I mean? That I did my time with. So I was thankful for that too. I always had the cool jobs. I was in the field one time though.
Ooh,
right?
I can't even see that.
The field wasn't for me. But, you know, I wound up having to go to school and stuff. So they got me out the fields and then got me in the kitchen. You know what I mean? So I always had the cool jobs and stuff, and I was always with the cool guys, man. It ain't what niggas think of the penitentiary. They think everybody trying to try you and this and that, and niggas is booty bandits. Man, ain't listen. But I'm just saying, I'm not trying to glorify it. You don't
got
want to
that.
be there.
If you with that, you got to be with that.
I'd rather have a bad day out here than 5 good days in there.
Amen.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was the experience, bro. It's part of my journey. You know, I tried to learn from it when I was down there, man. And, you know, it was, you know, it could be depressing, you know, right? You can't help the people. You can't be there with them. You know what I mean?
Being who you are there.
Yeah. You know, so you got to really develop a strong mind, and right? And I just try to stay away from a lot of foolishness. You know, I played a lot of chess, you know what I mean? Basketball and shit, you know, I just kicked it with my niggas, man. We looked out for each other, and we back home. We made it up out of there. So
that's
now, you know, since I've been out, man, I'm just trying to make the most of it. And it's not all about with me, like, man, I'm just trying to get filthy rich. I want whatever good Lord got for me, right? But I knew I had to get back to living.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That was most important for me. You know, just to get back to living. You lose time. You lose time at an important time in your kids' development. You feel me? When they going from little kids to teenagers, and you feel me? You miss that kind of time, you know, and you get back out, you gotta catch up with everything, you know, you see some cats, they go to jail, they be rappers, they get out and boom, they be right back on. It didn't happen for me like that, right? That's how my journey went. It didn't happen to me for like that. God got other plans for me. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with that. You know, because, you know, we walk by faith, not sight.
There you go.
And I'm growing and learning to depend on him more and more. So everything I get, I just be thankful for. I know it comes from him. You know what I mean? I know there ain't nobody out there working hard on my behalf, trying to seek out deals and opportunities for me. You know, I just be like, hey, it all comes from him. So I be thankful for that. You know, so I'm out here, man. I'm still pushing, still making good music. If y'all follow me, if people follow me, y'all know I'm still making good music. All you gotta do is go check for it.
Yes.
I got some good projects out. I got a project called titled OG Big Mike. Came out some time ago, but it's an awesome listen. Y'all can go check that one out. I got a project called Finish the Job. Featuring my partner right there, Yazid. He out there, H. He coming up. He doing this thing. He's an amazing artist, mean with that pen, and he makes beautiful, meaningful music.
That's what's
you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm happy to be working with him. I got another project out there called Are You Serious? Right? Just, you know, I'm just making music as it comes to me, and I don't want to sit on it because it'll drive me crazy, right? I'm like, let me just put it out there. Somebody may be digging it. Right, somebody may like what they hear, you know, man. And that's good enough for me. But yeah, man, still working, man. Got another project. Me and my man Yazid coming out. It's titled Armor, pronounced Armor, but spelled ARMR. We abbreviated it. You know, yeah, we looking forward to that dropping. We've been working on it. Was just able to shoot the video for the first single. that's coming out. It's not a big project. We got like 7, 8 songs on it, but it's a good piece of work. It's a good piece of art.
And
if you know music, when you hear it, I think you're gonna really appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
You know, I be taking my time. I know people be like, "What are you doing this and that?" But man, I be having to live life so I can have something to write about. You know what I mean? I don't like to fabricate it or force it. You know, I like to let it come to me. And I think like when I do deliver it, whoever get it, they gonna appreciate it. It's gonna, it's gonna speak to them deeply. But that's what I'm looking forward to, man. To dropping that project. I got another project that I'm working on, but it's coming also. It's called The Fall Partners. Me and a couple friends of mine, my partner Mankind and Sly Fox. We working on that, finna drop that. Yeah, just trying to stay busy, man, trying to get myself in position to help other artists that the good Lord may send my way for me to help out, if I can. So yeah, I'm just trying to get my platform out the ground and get everybody familiar with it through good art, right? Not because I got some kind of controversy attached to me or I'm doing something outlandish to try to get some attention. You know what I mean? Nah, just because I got good art, judge it when it come out, right? That's all, and if you rock with it, support what we doing and help us build,
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. We got a secret bomb coming for y'all too, man. We're gonna figure out who the real Mike is in Houston once and for all, goddamn.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna do, man. Yeah. On the quiet money side. You feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all stay down, man. What else you got for us, Mike, man? That show last night was incredible. Thank you for bringing me back in time like that, man. Hey, man, I was like this shocking. I was able to be a fan last night, man. That was real, man.
I like those kind of shows where they put you close to the people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I love it.
Dana Dane.
It was good. Yeah, shout out to my boy Dana Dane.
Man,
hip hop legend.
That was dope.
Yeah,
that was drop some of that.
I enjoyed that. I'm glad the people that attended, was able to enjoy themselves.
It was all OGs too. It was all real too. Like I seen some people I ain't seen in years in that room.
Real talk.
I was excited, man. Yep. Shout out Taylor's for real. That was a good time, y'all. Mike, man, it took you a year to get here. Hopefully it don't take another year to come back and see you, brother,
we
man.
Finish this Armor project and I have the materials together, man. We're going to come back and I'm going to introduce my partner, Yazzie.
Yeah, we ain't got to go backwards because we done did it now. Now we going to give them what you got going on now.
Yeah, we want to do that.
Right.
We want to do that. So, yeah, what I did, that's in the books. It's there for you to go pull and,
that's right.
And check it out, but still support the new music. I love giving it to it. And I do it because I can't wait to see the expression of the people when they listen to it. You know what I mean? That's my reward. If they in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? What's that one right there? Where can I get it? I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Don't cheat yourselves. Treat your damn selves. You understand?
Yeah, you know what it is.
For real, baby. Yeah, I'm working, man.
We working, baby, and we out of here, man. Shout out to God. That's first of all, man.
Yes,
before we do anything else, man, you got any other shout outs you want to give out before we get out of here,
man?
Mike?
I can't think of none right now. Listen, all my family out there, man, in the world, in the cities of New Orleans, in the cities of H-Town, y'all know I love y'all. If I ain't seen you soon, I'll see you soon. God willing.
God willing.
Man, to the fans out there that stayed down with your boy, I really appreciate it, right? To the new fans that I may be able to garner, you did, get ready, and I'm definitely gonna appreciate you all the same. So yeah, man. Shout out to my man Roos, the drummer, baby. He got down from the last night. Producer Roos, man. Fall all the way in time, baby. He come from out west, but still Texas though. El Paso, Los Cruces, New Mexico area. My brother got down and one shot him out, man. And yeah, just look forward, man, to what I got going on, man. I got this Armor project, man. A lot of good people helped me with it.
Okay.
Man, yeah, a lot of good people. Shout out to my boy Whiskey Brazil. You feel me? Man, I'm just trying to think of the people that's in the lab with me. I want to make sure I get them represented. You dig?
That's the hardest thing to do, y'all, is to get everybody.
Most definitely.
That really be a trick shot when you tell somebody, anybody you want to holler at, to be like, man.
Man, and shout out to all the artists that hit the OG up, man, and had me feature on the song with y'all. whether y'all released it or y'all just did it as a hobby, y'all hobbyists or whatnot, man. I really appreciate it. Y'all a godsend. You feel me? Y'all keep it coming. Follow me on the gram at OG Big Mike.
Yeah.
When you want to listen, I'm gonna be posting content. As soon as I get it together, you know, bear with me, be patient. I do like to take my time because I be wanting to make sure that it's right. But that's where you'll be able to find out what I got out, what I've done recently, where I might be performing next, right? And yeah, y'all hit me up. For those who want to work, let's work. Y'all holler at me.
R.I.P. Mr. 3-2, a.k.a. the Buddha Baby as well, man. And
Yes.
all the fallen soldiers we
Already. R.I.P. Pimp C and all the H-Town legends, man.
That's the
all the
only
hip-hop legends, you know. There's so many names, bro. You want to run them all and shout out everybody and stuff. That's why sometimes I just don't even do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Impossible.
I know where my heart at, right?
And
I don't
they
even
do
do it
too.
because you don't want to leave nobody out. But
That's right,
yeah.
man. But I say that for next time. Because
Yeah.
I left one thing out. How you met Pimp. You know what I mean? That relationship you and Pimp had,
man.
You want to run it down for us right quick, man?
I don't know, man. I think they had, you know, the record on a pocket full of stones. You know, they would be
And
in
they
Houston
came.
sometimes,
Right.
and we meet them like that. And we just hit it off like that, man. I can't remember what happened.
Missed that
about
boy,
it
huh,
in
man?
detail.
Man, what would Pimp do in this era? We gonna say that for next time. What would Pimp do in this area, in this era, man? Good Lord,
Probably
man.
just doing what he was doing.
Hogging the
Keeping it real
game.
according to him.
Hogging the game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Feel me?
man.
Shout out to Bun B.
Yeah, super shout out to Trio, man.
Feel me? Yes,
Know
indeed.
what it is, man. And that whole era, man, you know what it do. We out of here, man. Get here.
Appreciate y'all. For real. Shout out to Dame and Dame. All the other artists, D. God, all the other artists that performed tonight. Oh man, I hate to see in this motherfucker. What up, Mike?
Hey,
OG Mike D in this
we
bitch.
also got another legend right here, man. We want to appreciate coming out. I want y'all to show y'all motherfucking love of Mike D. Caldeon, SCC. And we also want to show some love. I'm tired of saying them, man. Go and tell me what the fuck you is
What's
sometimes.
up, baby? We got the OGs in this bitch. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
We got some legends up in the building, man, for real. But hold up. We ain't through. We got Dale Scott. Hey, y'all better. We got
You say?
We got you,
Hey, check it out, fam.
come here.
Hey, hold up. I want y'all to look at this stage right now.
Hold on.
Cause what you got? Where you at?
Now hold up.
Look here. This is what Houston look like. This how we became one without Big Mike. And what he did, and Darren Scott did, it be no screwed up clique.
Hold up,
You heard what he said? We wouldn't be no screwed up clique without these guys on this stage, man. So y'all need to know that. Pay homage.
Hey.
Keep homage.
Mike D.
Thank you, Mike. And Darren Scott. Thank you, brother. Thank y'all. Superstar in the building. Showtime. Y'all know what it is, man. We here, man. DJ Screw, we love you, baby.
Y'all see this on the stage, man?
And Michael Price.
LB Production, where you at? You need to get up here, bro, real quick.
And shout out to also LB.
Hold on,
Making this shit happen. LB, where you at?
LB,
I see you back there.
SPC, Mr. Cap. Mr. Cap, get up here.
Mr. Cap.
Danny, get up here on this stage.
Where you at, man? Stop playing.
LB, stop playing. Where you at?
It's the day. Oh my God, it's the day.
Look here, man, I'm gonna say something. Vic, where you at, bro? Hold on, get up on this stage. Y'all get up on this stage. 1 point blank. Now y'all see what's on that stage, man. They came out tonight to represent the essence of hip hop. No bullshit. Sure though, I'm gonna give you the mic. What's the word, y'all? We appreciate y'all for coming out. Enjoy yourself from our old man show. Shout out LB Production. Shout out to everybody who came out and performed. We still got Superstar to ready to perform on. Shout out to all the legends. So this how we finna do this. We're gonna go ahead and let Superstar close the night out and rock the stage. We got G Hustler in the building too. Where G Hustler at?